Eat between the lines of the Ottoman history. Step inside the secret world of the Ottoman harem, where ambition, love, and betrayal shaped the fate of an empire. From the rise of harem sultan to hidden conspiracies behind palace walls, discover the true stories that history tried to hide. Slave girls who became queens, forbidden romances and secret politics. The love story that changed the Ottoman Empire forever. Unveil the secrets behind the veils. Like, comment, and subscribe for more historical storytelling. In the heart of the Ottoman Empire, history was not only shaped on the battlefield but also within the mysterious, high-walled quarters of the imperial harem. Guarded day and night by black eunuchs, men stripped of their manhood, the harem was a sacred, forbidden world where only the sultan could freely walk. Once, a Venetian merchant dared to spy on the sultan's harem through a telescope. His daring glance cost him his life. The sultan ordered his immediate hanging. A few years later, an Armenian translator working for the French ambassador tried the same, only to meet the same grim fate before diplomatic interventions could save him. It is said that a young Italian artist, commissioned to paint secret maps of Constantinople, disguised himself as a eunuch to sneak inside the harem, but when discovered, he vanished without a trace, perhaps imprisoned forever in the dungeons beneath Topkapi Palace. Deep within the harem lay the Sultan's sanctuary, a luxurious suite featuring his bedroom, a grand reception hall, and a private marble bath. Here he prayed, met with married female relatives, and spent precious hours away from the burdens of empire. The Sultan's visits to the harem, called Khalwat Humayun, the imperial seclusion, were meticulously organized by the senior stewardess known as the Kaya. She managed the Sultan's schedule and orchestrated nightly visits among the harem ladies. Rumor whispers of secret rooms where the Sultan held hidden meetings with political advisors disguised as musicians or dancers. To signal his presence, the Sultan wore special sandals that clattered softly against the marble floors, giving enough time for the concubines to lower their eyes modestly. Looking directly at the Sultan without permission was strictly forbidden. In the early Ottoman period, 1299 to 1481, sultans practiced Islamic marriage by having up to 4 legitimate wives, both Muslim and Christian free women. However, after Sultan Mehmed the Conqueror, they abandoned free marriages, favoring instead the enchanting slaves who filled the palace. Although limited to 4 wives at a time, the Sultan was not bound by fairness. A wife who bore him a son gained superior status and wealth, while mothers of daughters received less. Each royal wife had her own lavish wing, complete with attendants, 40 black eunuchs for protection, and a chief officer called the Aga of the eunuchs who conveyed her wishes directly to the Sultan or the Grand Vizier. Some eunuchs became so influential that they secretly manipulated the politics of the empire from behind the gilded screens of the harem. The Sultan's endless supply of beautiful concubines came from 3 sources: slave markets, war captives, young girls around 10 or 11 years old, were bought by slave traders during European conflicts. Peacetime raids. In times of peace, raiders kidnapped girls from Greece, Italy, Albania, Austria, Russia, and the Caucasus, famed for producing breathtaking beauties. Diplomatic gifts. Governors and European rulers often sent the Sultan gifts of stunning maidens trained in manners, language, and courtly arts. A secret society of slave traders once plotted to hide a perfect beauty from the Sultan and sell her to the King of France instead, but their scheme was uncovered by palace spies. Most new arrivals were Christian girls, who were immediately converted to Islam and immersed in Ottoman court etiquette. The palace halls echoed with lessons in Islamic culture, Turkish language, embroidery, singing, music, history, and foreign languages. Concubines were organized into groups of 10, each led by a senior maiden. By the age of 25, if they had not captured the Sultan's eye, they were freed and married off to noblemen of the empire, with the Sultan himself choosing their husbands. Some concubines, however, caught the Sultan's heart. If a girl bore him a child, she was elevated to the status of Khaden, lady, living in grandeur and semi-freedom after his death. Among the Khadans, a hierarchy formed, seniority depended on the birth of sons. The mother of the Sultan's eldest son became the boss Khaden or the Haseki Sultan, poised to be the most powerful woman in the empire if her son ascended the throne. The courtly protocol outlined precise ranks among the Khadans: senior, second, middle, and youngest, each enjoying separate pavilions, vast entourages, and annual financial grants. It is whispered that a secret assembly of the 4 Khadans would meet under the moonlight to decide the future of the empire when the Sultan was lost in his passions. Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent, 1494 to 1566, spent 47 years on the throne, expanding the Ottoman Empire to its greatest size. Yet few know that in his later years, he became captive to a burning love that reshaped the empire. That love was for Roxolane, also known as Hurrem Sultan, a beautiful Russian girl captured by slavers and gifted to the palace. Her charm, wit, and radiant smile earned her the nickname Hurrem, the Joyful One. When Suleiman saw Roxolane, he was over 50 years old. She captivated him completely. He freed her, married her officially, a shocking act, and made her the mother of his sons and daughters. Legend says that under the full moon, Roxolane sang songs that enchanted even the palace walls, binding Suleiman's heart with melodies no sword could sever. Roxolane feared losing power once Suleiman died. She knew the official heir was Prince Mustafa, son of another consort, a Circassian woman who despised her. If Mustafa ascended the throne, Roxolane would lose everything. Thus, she plotted to secure her own son's future. Roxolane provoked a violent argument with the Circassian consort. She allowed herself to be beaten, scratched, and humiliated. Then she appeared before Suleiman battered and wounded, refusing to see him, claiming shame. Suleiman, enraged, broke his ties with the Circassian woman, clearing Roxolane's path to power. Having removed her rival, Roxolane set her sights on Mustafa. Through whispered lies and forged letters suggesting that Mustafa plotted against his father, she sowed seeds of doubt in Suleiman's mind. It is said that a forged letter written in invisible ink, crafted by a secret harem scribe, sealed Prince Mustafa's fate. Suleiman eventually ordered the execution of his beloved son Mustafa, breaking his own heart. Roxolane's son ascended to the throne, and she became the most powerful woman in Ottoman history. Thus, through beauty, wit, and ambition, Roxolane, an unknown girl from the snowy forests of Ruthenia, rewrote the destiny of an empire. The world remembers the mighty sultans, but hidden behind the scenes, it was often Eve who moved history's hand.